And now, you have to see how the early game is going to go for FlyQuest, because when you look towards the picks here for Gen.G, really the Inspired and Bwipo are all playing to a level where you're like, you know what, if the game is even, maybe we just win. And I think that is a feeling that I haven't really had before.
Chovy immediately jumping in on quad, seeing Busio show up to apply some pressure. Playing the Nidalee for Canyon in that game to facilitate dives, to get early leads, and snowball that game. Now, immediately, Busio again going to claim another flash from a Gen.G carry.
And I mean, how about this play? And now Lehens, he's going to have to flash or he's in trouble.
Yeah, Lehens, victim of the Arctic assault, as Inspired just trying to make sure that no troubles at all, securing the first set of grubs. Gen.G going to get 2 of those immediately for themselves, as you can see Bwipo coming down to try to take a look at what's going on. Masu will force Keen all the way back from the wave down here in the bottom lane. Still got to pay enough respect to Cassante when he's close to the turret, but it's not nearly as big of a deal when he's not level 6. And Inspired and FlyQuest, they're just going to trade these early neutral objectives, go after the Dragon. Inspired, you guys already mentioned, he's a level and a half behind Canyon's Nidalee. He does not want any combat.
It's a really good trade from Inspired. Right place, right time. You don't matching into this Renekton. He's having a bit of a rough time, but ultimately he's still in a fine position, has the level advantage, hasn't died early.
Oh, Keen, nice use there of the knockback. Masu going to be forced to use that first summoner spell to try to get away. Keen's coming in for the 1v2. He knocks him back. He knocks him down. The Cassante of Keen.
Gold, and Keen has a really good buy after that 1v2 kill.
Yeah, Keen's feeling great about his current place in the game, as Inspired showing up here after Chovy. Arctic Assault flash to lock up the Gen.G mid, and Chovy with a late flash wastes a summoner spell that they aspired to. They've gotten to the second highest step, but never that final step, never the world finals, never the world title. And now being this close, we'll see if they can bring it to a game 5 against FlyQuest as Bwipo tries to flash away, going into dominance here in a 1v4, but surely Gen.G just get it done. Bwipo can't stay alive. Lehens dancing with death there, but does stay alive. Now Gen.G
back on this top side, giving the local gold here all towards Masu, farming up some of these plates. But it is going to be first tower here, down on that bottom side for Gen.G. The game, play towards their win conditions, look towards some of the really powerful scaling that they do have. You have these really difficult to kill carries in the late game. You've got great engage, you've got good frontline. I think they can feel comfortable to slow it down, to play it a little bit more reserved, and try to avoid some of this early game power that Keen and Canyon are going to have.
Pays flashing away there. Quad with the threat with the shockwave, but now Gen.G coming right back in. Quad's gonna get locked up, has to flash away to try to survive. Canyon on the chase. Quad's about to die. 50 HP remaining, but an ice shield keeps him alive. Keen coming in with the all-out. Busio flashes back over the wall. FlyQuest somehow live, but Gen.G easily win the fight. They're gonna use that tempo to put more damage into the tier 1 turret over here in mid. Keen overstepping his bounds a little bit here, has to try to step back away. Busio still hanging around too with about 300 HP. TP coming in from FlyQuest to reinforce the turret.
And this should be another objective secured for Gen.G.
Herald should just knock it over by itself. Kaboom! All right, needs one more auto attack to do it. Oh, wow.
Oh.
Okay. Masu saves the day. The turret has literally 20 HP out of 5,000.
Calculated.
It's a shockwave top lane.
Quad in trouble though. Inspired shows up to try to block it for him. Chovy flashing over, making the outplay to guarantee they get their man. But now Inspired and Busio are still looking to lock up the Gen.G mid. Masu's there for a little bit of extra damage. Chovy doing everything he can to kite it out, but it ain't gonna matter. Inspired secures the kill. Canyon with a flash away from the grand entrance from Busio. FlyQuest making an even trade mid for mid.
And at the end of the day, they got more. And Chovy, at the very least, does deny the kill from the Ezreal, but Inspired getting a little bit of gold back, which is important for him to stay relevant in this game. Canyon obviously maintains a very large farm advantage.
Let's see here if Lehens can get away from this. Inspired and Quad chasing after the Maokai, who used the flash to buy a little bit of extra time, but now it means there should be no way for him to get away from this. Quad will keep on chasing. Ball delivery complete as the enemy support is down. And again, we talked about it back in draft, boys. That's the main engage for Gen.G. Without that setup, there's not really a way for them to safely approach for something like this Dragon. Meanwhile, an arrow flies out. Keen going all out underneath the turret, but Bwipo's looking to outplay here with the Dominus. It's a 3v1, but Bwipo gets away for now. Canyon, the backup, the spear connects. Bwipo with a flash away, and the TP is going to be way too late. Quad goes in to find the shockwave, but a beautiful use of the stasis from Canyon. He stays alive. Gen.G maintain a 1-kill advantage as Quad and Busio have to retreat. The tier 1 turret is down, and Gen.G are holding the wrecking ball.
That was such a critical spear there from Canyon. If he doesn't land that on Bwipo, I don't think they can actually go for the dive, but of course he does because he is Canyon.
We're not done yet. Inspired, having to get away now. Dashing out of the river, throwing back the Glacial Prison. Looking to lock up Pays, who uses the cleanse to try to escape. Masu still firing back. FlyQuest is down 3.
They're literally playing through every single part of the map right now, which usually shouldn't be possible, but they know how strong they are.
Yeah, you're talking about a full level lead in top. It's a 2-level lead in the jungle. Bwipo's Dominus ain't gonna matter. An arrow through the heart, and Canyon's taking the payday.
It's Pays from downtown, back to back.
Beautifully done from Gen.G. FlyQuest, let's see if they can find anything here. Inspired's gonna wrap around a little bit. Interrupts Keen, but he can go all out, just immediately using that as the escape lever. Inspired, continuing to try to lock up the Gen.G top laner. Masu behind him here for the chase. Glacial Prison finds the mark, but it finds the mark in the middle of the
their
minion.
carries are pretty close to where the Gen.G carries are, and we'll see if they can find Keen now.
They're committing a lot for a Cassante here. Bwipo and Inspired chasing after him. Keen still trying to get away. Gen.G bringing in a TP. Cassante still not even taking any meaningful damage at all. Continuing to push forward. Arrow doesn't hit the target, and Chovy's gonna flash back away. All out from Keen. Quad's under pressure, and Bwipo's about to die. FlyQuest chased too far. Gen.G are ready to punish, and they want even more. Beautiful engage from Kanan to keep on following it up. Quad barely trying to get away. He's got 200 HP remaining, and the Nidalee says no. It's nothing but a black and white screen for the FlyQuest solo laners, and Gen.G want to take us to a game point.
FlyQuest kept fishing, but they did not like what took the bait. The rest of Gen.G were quick to collapse as Chovy TPs in and buys time for the arrival of Canyon. FlyQuest fall, another dragon to Gen.G. And gentlemen, I feel like we're going to Silver Scrapes.
I think so too. Gen.G are just playing this game out so incredibly well. FlyQuest are going to keep looking for opportunities, but the opportunities are going to get fewer and further between.
It feels like Gen.G are doing just a perfect job of not allowing FlyQuest any meaningful way to fire back. Anytime
in their avenue to victory, and Gen.G have denied them any sort of option to get those in this game. It's not been about the 5v5, it's the skirmishes, the 3v3s, the 2v2s, the fights that happen before the objectives even spawn. Perhaps a Baron could be FlyQuest's way back in.
Bwipo looking for the flank on Pays. Dominus pop with the arrow to immediately try to stop the FlyQuest top laner. Sterix Gage to keep him alive. Keen's ready to keep on pushing forward here with the Pathmaker going in, looking for a little bit more damage onto Quad. Bwipo's going to be dropped first. Quad's going to go right with them. Bwipo and Quad, the solo laners down. A double kill for Chovy as Gen.G do not stop here. They keep chasing the remaining FlyQuest players with Keen leading the charge. FlyQuest disengaged successfully, but Gen.G run this rift.
FlyQuest look for an avenue of attack, but at this point the wallet difference is just too big. The idea from Bwipo there, providing a gate for Busio to get onto the backline. The shockwave combo connects, but it just doesn't do enough damage. Another Baron begun by Gen.G.
FlyQuest knows they can't afford to give this one away, but what else is even gonna happen? Chovy and Gen.G chasing after FlyQuest, killing Masu, burying Busio, and just making Inspired head home alone.
And Gen.G just landed the knockout.
FlyQuest still trying to stop it, but a TP behind him coming in from Keen. The Cassante that has run the whole game start to finish seals their fate. Canyon's unstoppable, and Quad is dead. Bwipo and Inspired can't get anywhere close. Keen is a brick wall, and FlyQuest don't have any siege equipment. Inspired's trying to escape as Chovy jumps over the wall, but now FlyQuest is in an even rougher spot. Busio wants to make space for his team, but a third and Topo strike knocks back two. FlyQuest still trying to run, but Gen.G's stronger, Gen.G's faster, Gen.G's better.
To look like, because FlyQuest likely will be going back to the blue side here, which we have seen so much success on in Worlds.
The Hens using the blast cone to get away as FlyQuest just trying to get any sort of a pick they can, just trying to slow this down any way they can. It's only 26 minutes on the clock, but it is a 12,000 gold lead for Gen.G's side as they continue pushing up here in the top lane. Chovy, between his own rapid fire and the buff from Canyon's Nidalee, is an absolute machine gun on this Tristana. The DPS is out of control. He's got the quick blades, he's got the armor penetration on the Mortal Reminder, and he's got the rest of Gen.G beside him. FlyQuest going in for their final Hail Mary. True Shot Barrage over the wall. Lehen's tanking up as Chovy gets back away. Inspired down to 300 HP, and Whippo does nothing. Shockwave on 2 won't matter. Inspired's about to bleed out. Chovy's dominating, and Keen won't stop. Double kill. Back over to Chovy. FlyQuest are gonna have to be ready for game 5, because Gen.G are ready to clean this up. Masu and Inspired trying with everything they've got to defend the last 2 Nexus turrets, but Gen.G is far too powerful. Lehens and Keen making the space. FlyQuest trying to hold on, but it's not gonna work. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
These were the best highlights from today's Worlds 2024 matchup. Click that subscribe button faster than Ramus can say, okay. See you on the next one.